Yes, we are live. Welcome to Beyond Cancer with Marina Blackford. It's our first live of the month now that it's Friday, May 2nd. So if you are here, welcome. You probably found me through YouTube, or now you can watch on Facebook when I do the live. I just have it linked there as well. So I'm Marina Blackford. I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor, and my channel supports people on the cancer journey, particularly women that have been diagnosed with breast cancer. I am a two-time triple negative breast cancer survivor. Triple negative breast cancer means my experience is chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. I'm also BRCA1 positive, which is a genetic mutation on the breast cancer gene. And so I've done surgeries, including removing all the breast tissue, a double mastectomy. I've done lumpectomy as well after mastectomy. So you can have lumpectomy after. I had two after. One was benign, but it resulted in a staph infection. And the other one was a recurrence at 5 years after my first diagnosis of triple negative breast cancer, doing chemo and removing all breast tissue, having a double mastectomy. So that recurrence was under my armpit on the side of my reconstruction. Um, Okay. A little bit about me in a nutshell. And I really encourage comments. Yay. First comment is on. I love the interaction. This is why I do the lives. Quatrice says, "Hi, Marina and everyone. Happy Friday. I'm so excited to see you. I love seeing people return and support the community and just get a little bit from being here. So I'm so happy to see you. Welcome. So again, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you are notified when I go live. I have some good stuff today in my brain, so I want to go back and forth on, you know, update with me. How does survivorship look? This is 4 years after treatment. Um, so how does that look? Uh, what to expect from menopause. But I want to answer your questions and all the things, and we're going to do it in as much of a nutshell as we can for a live. Liana says, "Hi, Marina. I'm so happy to make your live. Joining here from Switzerland. I am so happy you made my live. I could not even imagine the reach that making YouTube videos would have when I started the channel. I mean, I was just hoping to have a video to send to family and friends when they said, someone in my life's been diagnosed with breast cancer. What should I give them? What tips do you have? And can they message you?" And I'd always say, do all those things. And I often wouldn't hear from them. So I thought, let me just make some videos and then they can just send this video to that loved one. And it made it very, easy, repeatable. And the first video is wonky with poor sound quality. But I learned and I improved, and having an awesome camera helps. So if you're interested in the camera I use to do all my videos to vlog, it is to do all my videos and vlog. It is in the description of all my videos. It's my camera I use. So you can click that in case you feel like filming and sharing your story. I think it's just amazing what we can do when we share our story and what we've learned with others. I'm connecting with Liana from Switzerland. All right. Marcy has a bunch of pretty emojis, hearts. Quatrice says, "So happy to have made it to the live today. Just home from my 6-month check, hurting, but went well." Was that a mammogram? What was that check like for you? If you don't mind sharing. Keisha says, "Hey, Marina." Hey. Marcy, hello from Kansas, starting chemo. Okay, couple things. Again, if you guys have been here for a while, you know a lot of my story, but I have some resources, and I'm going to put them in the comments for you, and they'll be in the description of the video as well. But if you're starting chemo and you have watched some of my videos, I hope you have checked out my chemo playlist. You can also download a chemo checklist, and I'm just putting that description there now. I created a checklist of what to take in your chemo bag and what to do on chemo day, and I think it's really valuable. So I put that in the comments, and I hope you can see that. If not, watch the playback. It'll be in the description. Yes, what else is going on? I love the lives. I don't feel like I don't feel excited enough. um, we go through all the emotions on the live. I usually share joy, I share grief, and I celebrate your wins if you guys want to share things like that. Like I just had a clear scan, I just finished chemo, whatever it is. So get ready for the gambit of emotions. All right. Marcy says, thank you so much for everything. Yes, watching. Quatrice says, follow up with the breast surgeon. So myself being a two-time survivor, my follow-ups look like a yearly breast MRI because I have had all my breast tissue removed and because I had recurrence. So we do a breast MRI and I do other scans as needed. Like if I've had some leg pain that wasn't going away, which has happened, I did a bone scan, just to be sure. And then I do blood work. I do a ctDNA test, and they send it to the company Signatera, and we get results back of whether there's heightened or none of circulatory tumor DNA testing. It's an easy blood test to do, and it's a new way to help screen. All right, Marcy says, thank you so much for everything. Yes, watching. Good, good, good. Yep, watch all the videos. I just know there's tips in there that'll help. You can see how I ate, what I did, things that might surprise you of what I did during chemo. And that's why I created the channel, because I was 31 when I was diagnosed. I was active. I was working. And actually, no, that was when I was first diagnosed. I was 31. When I created the channel, I was 36. I was second diagnosis, and I had two kids, a 2-year-old and a newborn, and I started treatment. And I want people to see what I did because I feel like it's possible to have a life during cancer. It is not easy. You're going to need help from other people, however that looks for you, but you can do it. You can, work modified. You can exercise, you can make changes that'll help you feel better, which I hope you are somewhere in your life, because I do feel like cancer is telling us something that before being diagnosed, something might have needed to change. Maybe your sleep was not good and we got to change that. Your stress level is high and we got to change that. Your diet isn't supporting your immune system. So there's often things we can change, and I do feel like if we allow that to happen, that's part of the thing with this journey, is taking the bad that we can't control, the cancer sucks, you know, the just being in a forced menopause, weight gain, just things that it's like you want to really just be really angry about, and you can, but if you stay there, it's not going to serve you. So we're allowed to have our fits. We're allowed to journal about it. I have my new journal for my merch shop. It's my logo beyond. We can write about it, the pain, the hurt. And then in the next breath, it's got to be grateful, because if you woke up today breathing, you're here for a reason. I promise. I hit 2 million views on YouTube on Friday. Just a couple days ago, well, a week ago, I hit 2 million views, and I can't believe it. And the point is, you're here for a reason. You're not, you're, this isn't a way to get you to start a YouTube channel or anything, but just talking to people, like just pausing a little bit more in your day to day, whether it's coworker, somebody at the store. I did it a lot on my vacation this last weekend. My husband and I went to Nashville for an anniversary trip, 8 years, 10 years together. We were dating when I was diagnosed. And we just chatted with a lot of people. And I think that that's part of what makes our trips and travel so well, is that we enjoy like having little moments of connecting with people, literally like in a hotel lobby, listening to live music, or um bar listening to music. It was the best. And you could tell how much we all got out of it, not just us, but the people we were talking to. So I promise you're here for a reason. Maybe right now you're in treatment, and just pausing and kind of asking your nurse how her day is, but like really asking, like, how are you? Like getting to know the people that are helping you. It's really amazing. Um, It's really, really amazing. I would just feel like I could go to treatment and try and get all the things right, drink the water and get the ice gloves out. But if I focused on the nurse sometimes and just kind of chatting and realizing we're all just people in the end, it was like I felt a lot better. I felt a lot better. So it always is nice to connect with people. All right. Quattri shares follow up with the breast surgeon. They gave me a physical exam post mastectomy. Oh, wow. And kind of sore from that. I'm glad you're being checked. That's the peace of mind we need. Follow ups are important. And I'm just glad you're going. All of us. Julie says, back from the doctor today after chemo and mastectomy. Was told today I need 5 weeks of daily radiation. Don't know anything about this. Well, Julie, you're in the right place. I'm sorry you have to do radiation especially if you weren't expecting that. Let's put two similar words together and make a tongue twister. I have had radiation. I did 30. And so I have a radiation playlist here on the channel. So you're going to go to tap my little photo, on my YouTube channel. And then you're going to scroll across and look at the titles. It says videos, posts, community playlist. And you're going to find the radiation one. And there's tons of tips there. Oh my gosh. So cool, Carly. You just gave me a super thanks. Awesome. I want to chat. I have 2 asks for you today, guys. And so I would love if you guys let me kind of share a little bit because I don't ask a lot. My husband's like, you're really sweet with your YouTube. This is my gig. This is my job now. I do YouTube and I cancer coach. I'm the Beyond Cancer coach. So if I'm not doing a masterclass, which you can do with me, which is where we're going to spend time learning about cancer prevention, your health, mindset, getting rid of anxiety. If you want to do a masterclass, I host those. I have one on next Monday, the 5th. Just check out my links. I'll link it all. And I also do one-on-one coaching. If you're like, I really want someone to help me get through this time and to feel better through treatment to get rid of anxiety, I do one-on-one coaching too. So this is what I do. This is it. YouTube and coaching. And I'm hoping to do more speaking locally. I've done a little bit at some things. And I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for you guys being here. Radiant Fighter Survivor Supporter says, hi, Marina. I hope all is well. All is great. Update with me is I just took a trip with my husband. It was amazing. Quality time is my love language. So I guess spend time with my husband and go see, a city and eat good food. It was fantastic. Carly, thank you so much for super thanks. You guys can do a super thanks. If you're here on the live, it really supports me showing up for you and answering your questions. I don't know. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube that are like tips for speaking, making YouTube videos, mindset, motivation, and things like that. And none of them are live. They're all recorded. And so for me to sit here and spend time with you guys, if you want to send me a super thanks, it's really awesome. I really, really appreciate it because I'm here. I'm showing up for you guys. I do love it. Sarah says, hi, Marina. I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer in December. Been undergoing chemotherapy since January. I have 3 chemo treatments left before surgery. Prayer hands. Sarah, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for sharing. Triple negative. I didn't know a lot about it before I was diagnosed. I just knew that's what I had and I needed to start chemo. And since I've learned more about it, I've become a more grateful survivor. And I always felt this way. I always felt, thank God I found this cancer so that I have a chance to beat it, so that I can beat it. Words are power. That's why I'm pointing out this journal that's in my merch shop here on YouTube. It's in my link that I just shared. Writing is so powerful. Words are powerful. We're going to put intention of how we want the day to go, how we want the year to go, the things that made us mad or sad, but then the things that we want. So triple negative is 10% of breast cancers. It can be considered very active, and we need to get after it with chemo. And that's what you're doing. And the great news is that chemo is very effective against triple negative. Chemo will get you where you need to be. Tracy says, "Hey, Marina, here from California. Have stage 3 triple negative breast cancer in the process of having my first part of surgery journey. Been a long wait." Oh man, I'm glad you're getting that done. Um, Depending where you're at, sometimes they do surgery before chemo and sometimes after. Um, there could be benefits to both. It depends on all the pathology and your doctors. I always did chemo first and surgery, which was good news for me because it would shrink the tumor and then we could remove anything and test the breast tissue. So, much love to you, Tracy. Thank you for being here. All right. So here's my ask, and I'm just going to put it in the comment now, but I want to share an update with me is I'm a runner. I'm actually not running much right now. We just brought home a new puppy 2 days ago, and I was sleep deprived yesterday, but not last night. I slept great. So he's doing really, really well. It's not much harder than having a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old and adding in a puppy. This is actually the perfect time. Um, so we have a puppy, and so I'm spending a lot of time dog training, probably the next couple months. But I signed up to run a marathon and raise money this year for Team in Training, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And I am so excited to do this. On that trip to Nashville, I sat next to a lady on a plane that is in treatment for leukemia. And I thought, oh my gosh, of course. I mean, how our conversation got there, I mean, it just did. But wow, right? Like we connected, I have her phone number. We stayed at the same hotel in Nashville and would run into each other. So I am raising money in honor of my friend Kathy that will always have leukemia, but it is controlled and she is thriving. And she was going on a trip with her adult son and husband and family and just doing the same thing I was, like living life. Oh man, it was so great. We were also sharing our like superfood tips, like you eat flaxseed, do ground flaxseed. Ground flaxseed's a little better. Yes, it is. Um, so I'm running and raising money, and this is the first month that I am really trying to ask if anybody can donate 10, 20, $30. If you get anything out of my videos or anything out of my lives and you would like to help support me getting to the Disney World Marathon and raising money for cancer research, I would really, really appreciate it. So I'm going to put the link in there, and it's just really exciting that one, I'm alive, two, I have the ability to run a marathon, and three, I have the ability to raise money for cancer research. Leukemia is a blood cancer and lymphoma, and it's like I check all my boxes when I get to do these things. So I'm putting that in the comments now if you all want to take a look, and if you've gotten anything out of my content and you feel so inclined to help donate, it would be really, really cool. I am shooting for a higher goal this year than last year. Last year I raised money for Young Survival Coalition, and I'm so happy I did. And anyways, this is just thankful. Marcy says, "You're so encouraging and so very helpful." Oh, thank you. Quatrice says, "Sending all the positive vibes." Okay, PET scan was clear 4 weeks ago, but still starting chemo, says Marcy. Oh, I'm glad the PET scan was clear. That's good. You know, as far as these things, treatment, what to do, what to expect, it's a lot of communication, you know, having the appointment with the doctor, possibly getting a second opinion, asking all the questions, bring someone with you to ask more questions or to remember the things they said. You know, communication is key on this journey so that you can get through it well. Denise says, starting radiation in a week, any tips? My immediate tips for radiation are to make sure you have your ointment and your aloe vera gel. They usually give it to you at the cancer center. You're going to put ointment every night, aloe vera gel every morning, all of the days through radiation. As pain comes in, you're going to tell them. They can prescribe something for pain, sometimes a topical cream. I also have one linked in my Amazon store of a cream I used that was natural and helped with pain. I really liked it. So you can check that out. Those are my biggest tips. You're going to need to shower gently with like warm water, not hot, almost not even warm, just be very mindful of the temperature of water, no soap or scrubbing around the area, just really super gentle. I also have washcloths I might have linked in my radiation store. On Amazon, you want super, super, super soft cloths to like pat dry that area. Those are my tips. Those are my tips for you. Okay, so that's my ask for today is if you want to help me raise money for leukemia and lymphoma. Um, Other big update. Oh, the puppy. I shared about the puppy. Huge. I want to talk about fear and cancer. Can we talk about that a little bit? If anxiety or fear has been on your mind, I have some new insight that could be helpful. And I was listening to a TEDx talk from Evie. I can't remember her last name, but she has the book Bulletproof. She's an ex secret agent, and it was a really, really great talk. And what I took from it was something about fear. Here's what I took from that. First of all, I want to acknowledge that if you've been told you have cancer, you are walking through one of the most fearful things for people. It could be like you're always like, why, how will it come back? These kind of things start to enter your thoughts. Um, Welcome to the human experience. But let's say you are diagnosed and you can get through treatment and you get through that well. So now what? One thing that helps with fear and anxiety is knowing that you're not alone. And the way Evie talked about it is some people spiral into their fear because they feel like no one understands this. No one understands me. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know my feelings. And the more we go down that route of no one understands, the harder it is to come out of that fear. And I just really liked the way she talked about it. So, in a way, she said these words: we need to remind ourselves that we're not that special. And I thought that was really interesting because in one breath, I've just told you all you're here for a reason. And I 100% believe in that because I believe that there are no mistakes, that your creator and God brought you onto this planet for a reason. And at the same time, it's very humbling to remember that we're really all connected in the same. There's nobody in this world that is better than or less than another. And if that is true, then it's good to know that you're not alone. Your experience is something somebody else has likely had, and that you can share that with others. Like this community, you can subscribe and come to the lives and feel supported. And if you're through your treatment, guess what you got to do? You got to do what Quatrice is doing today. She's high-fiving people and telling people congrats and sending positive vibes. You know how uplifting that is to be somebody that's gone through it, and now you get to be the beacon of hope for others? It's really powerful. So I just want to remind you, when you're in it, when you're in that very dark place, you've been diagnosed, you're scared, treatment sucks, your hair's falling out, you get a staph infection like I did, you're in the hospital unexpectedly because you have a fever through treatment, that you're not alone and you're not the only one to have gone through this. And be open to the idea that you can get through this with the help of others, knowing you're not alone and knowing you're here for a reason. It's the most powerful thing I can tell you, is staying in that fear is not where you want to be. And deep down, you know that. And that's why it's almost like the fear and anxiety get heavier, because it's trying to keep you there. But when you hand that over and say, I'm not alone, I'm here for a reason, every day gets lighter. Every day gets a little less heavy, until one day you're out of treatment, and one day you're through menopause, and one day you can breathe a little easier. You can be there. I've been there. I've been in all of these stages, and I'm here to tell you there's hope for you. All right, back to your comments. Deborah says, thanks. Okay. I wanted to get this comment on. Your fave. I love people's little names here. Your fave. Elsie says, hey, Marina. And I had tears in my eyes just telling you guys that, by the way. Whew, okay. This is Melanie, excited to attend my first live. I'm so excited for you too. I'm triple negative. Worst club to be in, guys, but best members, right? Okay. Just finished chemo. Yes. If like sometimes you want to like punch the bell, not just ring the bell. Okay. I'm scheduled for double mastectomy surgery on Tuesday. Any advice you would give? Wow. Yes. My advice is have a comfortable resting or sleeping situation. So if you don't have a bed that can move or a recliner that can recline, you'll want a wedge pillow. I think it's the best because laying flat is like not going to happen. No, that's very sore. Plus, you can't get up on your own very well that first week without like rolling to your side. Because what happens after breast surgery, removing both breast tissue, is it's very like very sore to your chest and your arms. So it's going to feel like you're in a car accident almost. But don't worry, they're going to give you pain medication, ibuprofen, all that good stuff. But you can't use your arms to push up. You didn't realize that. You're like, I'm stuck laying back. I called it my turtle roll when I had breast surgery, which was I learned to rock and roll. Like, have you ever done, exercise and you got to get up off your back? So I could get up off the couch. So you're going to want a wedge pillow or recliner, something that reclines. I do have those all linked on my Amazon store of products to help you through breast surgery. I constantly try to update that with the best products, the best pillows. So you're going to have a pillow on there. You're going to have a robe on there that's going to have pockets for your drains. I think there's a front close shirt on there. You'll want shirts that front close. They will send you home with a front closure bra from the hospital. You might want to get more of those. Because it actually does feel a little bit good to have something, but it needs to be front closed because your arms aren't going up and over your head. So those, I wish some of these things were around when I had my surgery. They weren't like widespread. Now everything's on Amazon, so you're fortunate of this time to have also on there. I think is like a I used a lanyard that I clipped my little drains to when I took a shower. So you'll want some of those products, and they are in my Amazon store. I'll put it in the comments now. And again, just look in the description after the video. It's all there for you. It's super helpful, everything I'm recommending. And much, I'm just going to pray that everything goes well for you. I'm sure it will. I would always tell myself this when I would go and do these things like surgery, any of it that just seems scary and new. I'm like, okay, remember, people helping you are specialists. They've done this a lot, right? Your surgeon has done this many times, has been thoroughly trained. So what's new and scary to you is not new and scary to them. So ask all the questions. They're there for you. You're in great hands. All right. Yeah. What else do we have? Audrey says, you're so inspirational, helping many of us do this chapter. Well, thank you. I am so blessed to be able to take this journey with you guys. It's still unfolding every day. For those of you that have been here for the years I've been doing this, thank you. Thank you so much. It's still unfolding how this looks, but it's been a calling for me. And so I just keep going and learning. Okay, we're almost at our half-hour mark, and I want to make sure there weren't any other immediate questions. There's not. So, Quatrice gave us super thanks. Oh my gosh, I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you so much. Keisha says, what is the name? We have a special guest coming on in 1 minute, so you'll want to see this if you're watching live. She said, what's the name of the blood test again? It's a CT DNA test, circulatory tumor DNA test. They also call it a residual disease test. And the company I have done it with is Signatera, and I'll put the name of that in the comments. Signatera. Okay. Who wants to see one of the cutest things in the world? It could be my husband, but it's gonna be a little furrier than that. Okay, let's see. Here's our new baby. This is our new family member, our little corgi button boo. This is Jackson. My husband named him, and the kids are in love. So thrilled, showing all their friends. Easton and Capri have a new bestie. Ryder has started to play with him, so it's been great. Oh, and he's never been on a live. So you came to the live to see the cutest guy in the world. Yeah, he's a cutie. Okay, let's go down. I told my husband, come in at 30 minutes so we can share. He's a sweetie pie. My cattle dog Max was in most of my vlog videos when I went through treatment. He was 16 and passed like over a year ago. So we were waiting to get another dog. And I'm so happy we did. I was so nervous because they're a lot of work. But honestly, it's been a great experience so far because my kids are such a fun age to have a puppy and I'm already so busy with them. So why not just add to the craziness, right? All right. Let's see. Beth says, thank you, Marina, for all your helpful information. Paisley, I have hormone positive breast cancer. My doc wants to. Let's see if I can help answer this. Hold on, Paisley. I want to see if I can answer your question. But my camera might die and we'll just go to computer camera if we have to. I have hormone positive breast cancer. My doc wants to take my ovaries, but that is scary to me. I'm 37 years old. I'm trying to think of my immediate question. My immediate question would be like, why is it scary to you? Or is it menopause and what symptoms that might bring? Yeah, that would be new to you. I've been through it. I was 37 also when I had my ovaries removed. I got through it okay, and I wanna give you that hope. Let's just say that. I had to know that and I actually brought it up. I said, "Should I do this now or wait till 40?" And they're like, "You've had cancer twice, are you done having kids?" And I was. So I did it, and I have no regrets about it at all. So, you have to go through a time of, your sleep changing. It's back to normal for me now. Dryness, also something I can manage, and I have products on my Amazon store to help you. Hot flashes, they've all improved. A supplement I take is ashwagandha at night, and I actually don't need to really take that anymore. Um, so I'm able to manage and get past all the menopausal symptoms. And to be honest, not having a menstrual cycle is amazing, especially for somebody like me that loves to travel. I don't have to take all the things that could come with having like an unexpected cycle. Ugh, that was like I didn't even think of that, but I thought, "Oh my gosh, wait a minute, what? I don't need, like, products for that time of the month anymore? Yeah, sign me up." No. So again, so many women have been through this. You'd be surprised if you start talking to friends how many have even had a hysterectomy and you had no idea. So, um, you know, maybe you could start asking if anybody around you has experience and see if there's anything they could share. You it could really help with some of those fears. And I had to have complete faith that I do that doing that kind of surgery, like that's been recommended for you, Paisley, was greater than not doing it, meaning it's going to get rid of my ovarian cancer risk. And I have a lot to live for. So if I have to get through a time, which I would say about 6 months to a year of navigating these symptoms, in order to live a longer, healthier life, then I will do it. I mean, it was the same for chemo, right? Like, that's scary. That sucks. I don't wanna do that, but I wanna live. I wanna be here for a long time. So, if this is the best way to get me in that position, along with lifestyle changes, then let's go. Sign me up. I actually was like I took control of that journey. I scheduled a specialist meeting or the meeting with the specialist about having my ovaries removed. I, asked for that referral. I put it in my calendar. Like, they were like, you know, "When do you wanna do this?" I'm like, "In a couple months." And they're like, "Well, our calendar doesn't go out that far." But I was scheduling it for when radiation was done, after a trip, but before, like, the holidays. I took control, And that also gave me power back. I'm big on that. That's really my message about Beyond Cancer is you doing the things that can help you take the power back in the situation. Take the wheel. My camera's probably going to give out. So I'm going to try and get to a couple more comments and remind you when the next live is. If you missed this in real time and you want to come on and ask more questions, we're going to have another live this month. I have more videos. I'm really like trying to just get out more videos, just reach more people. I mean, so many women, 1 in 8 will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And that means 1 in 8 women are going to enter a whole new world they've never done before. And I know that I have a lot to share and give. And so you guys do too. So thanks for showing up on the live today. Marcy says, I have a rare ovarian and went to MDA and Mayo and donated samples for research at Global Summit MD Anderson for this type of cancer. I'm glad I could help further the study for all involved. Amen. Yes. Thank you for being here too. For those of you diagnosed with other types of cancers, I think you'll still find my information very helpful for chemo and survivorship. And I also am I'm in the all for one or all for us program, meaning I have allowed my medical records to be studied in hopes of helping others too. Rachel says, Beth, me too. That's great. What else? Okay, so if you missed the live today and you loved this comment, go to the description, find the links to all the things you need on my Amazon store, my chemo checklist, where you can donate to help me get to the Disney World Marathon, January 2026, and raise money for leukemia. Next live is in 2 weeks. We're going to have another live on Friday, May 16th. That one will be at 10 a.m. PT time. And I want you to be here. I want you to ask your questions and I want you to support others. And I want you to feel part of this community. I'm so thankful for you subscribing, get notifications. And thanks for loving on my little baby, Marcy. He is like, cutie pie. Marcy asked, any suggestions for neuropathy? I have a whole video on that. So I want you to check that out and also have links to products in my Amazon store. It's the easiest way to just show you guys what helps. You need a jar opener. You're going to need maybe some therapy. It's kind of what a therapy might look like, do some PT hand exercises, physical therapy, things like that. So thank you so much for showing up today. I love you all. I hope you have a great day. And let's just keep living and thriving. Let's get beyond cancer every day. Thank you. Have a great